Welcome in, everybody. I'm Devin O'Day, and oh gosh, today is so much fun. We have got a new place opening in the Donelson Hermitage area called High Caliber Weaponry, and we're going to talk with the proprietor there, and we're going to learn all about gun safety and a lot of things you might not realize. And before you get all political, we ain't going to be political. We ain't going to be political. We're going to be safe, and we're going to learn, because learning is where you stop being afraid of something that you don't know about. And we got Blaze Lane standing by. We're going to talk about coffee. We're going to talk about DIY with Scott Reeves. He's got a new YouTube channel. You know him from Singing with Blue County. We've got music from Sara Morgan. But before that, we're going to kick things off with guns, because it's one of my favorite subjects. Oh my gosh, that gets me all excited. I mean, there's a new place in town in the Donelson Hermitage area. Blaze Lane, welcome.
Devin, thank you. And thank you for having me on.
Tell me a little bit about High Caliber, and the grand opening is going to take place this Saturday starting at 10 a.m., correct?
That is correct. We are opening up a new store here in Donelson. We're new to the area. But obviously, while the company is new, a lot of the people that are a part of this business have been here their entire lives, so well entrenched within the community. But we started out with a training company and providing some of the best training, not only for our law enforcement and security personnel, but a lot of our civilians as well, doing the handgun carry classes. And we just wanted to be more well-rounded and be able to give back to the community in a different way. And so we're opening up this brand new gun store, and it's kind of like a gun shop, but it's going to be a totally different experience when you walk in than probably anything you're thinking or have been to in the past.
Well, a lot of people are familiar with a live shooting range within a gun store, and because we have some of those in Nashville, but you have something that's very innovative, something that's not noisy, something that's very safe. And let's run people through a very fun activity for learning guns and learning gun safety and what you can do. Your shooting range is totally different.
Yes, definitely different than what most people are traditionally used to. So what we have behind me is our state-of-the-art virtual simulator. And so what this allows us to do is kind of run the gambit between anyone who wants to come in and maybe they're just here to entertain themselves. They can shoot arcade style. But of course you have people that are first-time gun buyers and they want to know what is the safe way to handle a gun, and maybe they're scared by putting a live, gun in their hand. So we can bring them into this virtual simulator. We have virtual simulation pistols, and we can focus on all the fundamentals on how to be safe, how to shoot properly, line your sights up, and all without the noise and confusion and recoil from a live fire range. And for those who may be a little more experienced and they don't need that kind of hand holding, then we can come in and we can run competitions. And of course, you can challenge yourself with speed and accuracy and competition against other people. And it's a really good time. And for my law enforcement and security and my civilians who just really want to get after their training and be better just people in life, then we have some of our scenario-based training, which puts you through scenarios and is your judgment for shoot and no shoot scenarios, because not everything requires a gun. Sometimes it's about verbal communication.
That's just incredible. I always say I'm probably the only person that has actually sent people. Bridesmaids have these bridesmaids parties, and I've sent them to live shooting ranges before, and this seems like a blast to come in there and to High Caliber and do a virtual and have that seems like a really fun activity as well.
Oh, we get it all the time. We get companies coming in with corporate events, either doing team building or just competitions. It's a great way to blow off steam. And we love to have parties because that's when you have the most fun. Whenever you can do it safely and, of course, enjoy the greatest Second Amendment, we are all about it.
Oh, that's incredible. Okay, now here's one of my pet peeves. Yeah. I have friends, maybe family members, who inherited a gun from grandpa or aunt Dottie, and they get this gun. It may have been fired, I don't know, 1972, the last time. It's just been sitting up. And so they run out to a gun range or they take it hunting or whatever. They didn't clean it. They don't know a lot about it. They go on YouTube and they look up how to load it. And that's their only safety tip. Don't do that. I'm just telling you, don't do that. Take your gun into High Caliber. Tell people some of the things to look for when they have inherited a gun.
Absolutely. If you take it out and shoot it right away, that is the best way to have the worst experience possible, because you never know what's going to happen. So what we're looking for is when guns have been stored, especially by family members that you have no idea how they stored them, there's a lot that can go into the care of a firearm. Temperature changes or humidity can affect the firearm itself and the metal. And what you don't want to happen is the metal get compromised. And then when you go to contain all of that pressure from that bullet exploding, you can have some pretty dire consequences. So we have a full team of certified armors here that are willing to go in and inspect every piece of that firearm to make sure that the integrity is there. So when you take it out, you shoot it, you have fun, but you do it safely and that everything functions as it should.
Another thing that I've always, the debates on Facebook and the letters AR.
Yes.
AR, you talk about a gun and you go, it's an AR-15 or an AR whatever. What is AR?
Well, if we're going to the actual real definition and not when people kind of make up terms in today's society, AR stands for Armalite Rifle, and it was the Model 15, therefore AR-15. And really that should be the end of the conversation because AR stands for Armalite Rifle. And
like a brand.
It's a brand. It's no different than a Mossberg or a Winchester or any other brand. Mm-hmm. But that seems to be the only one that the initials seem to have more variation than they should.
Absolutely. People come up with, it stands for, but it's just a brand. It is just a brand.
Sometimes
and
it's hard to use.
Yeah. And when people use, do you teach safety in the difference between a semi-automatic and an automatic? And I don't know all the differences. Can you explain a couple of those things? What's the difference in semi-automatic and automatic?
Yeah, absolutely. And so we teach a lot of this in any of our handgun carry classes or our civilian beginner classes. But essentially the difference is semi-automatic is what almost everyone is used to as far as an actual firearm goes. For each one pull of the trigger, one bullet leaves the chamber. However, fully automatic is what people probably see on TV and then they hear the word automatic and it was in the name, so they associate the two. Fully automatic is whenever you hold the trigger, and as long as you are holding it, rounds will continue to come out until the magazine has been expended. So semi-automatic, it's one trigger pull for one round, and that's pretty much the easiest way to go.
That explains everything. All right, we're going to talk about this coming Saturday. There's a very cool event coming up, the High Caliber Weaponry and Training Grand Opening. That is this Saturday starting at 10 a.m. I'm going to be there.
Absolutely. We're excited to have everyone. We are going to begin the kickoff and the ribbon cutting and the national anthem all at 10. We're going to have some coffee and donuts for those who show up early to hang out with us. We'd love to have you out there. For those who stick around through lunch or come later in the day, we are going to provide some lunch for those who show up and come on in the store until as long as it lasts. So come out, show up. We're going to have some prizes, some giveaways, some drawings. We're going to have some time on the simulator. It's going to be running, so you get to come kind of see everything. And you're going to see some things in our gun shop that you haven't seen in pretty much any other gun shop.
It is going to be so much fun. And most importantly, it's going to be informative. And even more importantly than that, Donelson Hermitage area has needed this. So tell us a little bit about where you're located.
So the easiest way is we are right inside Donelson, just across the street from Green's Military, which almost everyone seems to know where Green's Military is.
Absolutely.
So we are right across the street, right inside Donelson. Come on out, see us. We're going to have the gun shop here. We're going to have a full training academy here. So everything from your actual firearm to how do I use it, safety, training, we have it covered.
Oh, that is so fantastic. Anybody got any questions? You can also find High Caliber Weaponry on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you so much for your time, Blaze. I so appreciate you.
Devin, it's been a blast. Have a great day.
Thank you. See you Saturday.
See you Saturday.
Bye. Oh, I just love activities and places to go and stuff to do. Speaking of, FreedomFest coming up in Hendersonville, and they've got some hiring going on there in Hendersonville. And you can find all the information at Thrive 37075.
Hi, this is Kathleen Hawkins with the Hendersonville Area Chamber of Commerce, and I am so excited to share with you that Freedom Festival is back and bigger and better than ever before, thanks to our presenting sponsor, RE/MAX Choice Properties. This year, it's on July 3rd from 5 to 10 p.m. at Drakes Creek Park, and I have 5 very important things that you need to know. First, this is the largest chamber fundraiser that we do all year long, and in 2019, we were able to gift $35,000 to deserving schools and area teachers right here in Hendersonville because of your support. 2, I need you to know that the event is from 5 to 10. We are going to have fabulous vendors, amazing food trucks, and so much more there for you and your family. 3, it's a free event, which is important for you to keep in mind. And we have a special tribute concert starting and sponsored by Mr. Goodroof starting at 6 p.m. And then you also need to know, thanks to the Hendersonville Parks Department, we have fireworks launching at 9 p.m. weather permitting. So bring your family, come on out, have a good time, visit us at Drakes Creek Park. Now, if you're from out of the area or if you're going to be tuning in from the lake, tune in to 100.7 WHIN radio and listen live when the fireworks go off, again at 9 p.m. Visit freedomfestivaltn.com for more information and secure your vendor booth today. See you on July 3rd.
There are some amazing firework displays that are going to be taking place all over Nashville. I always say, when you've got professional pyrotechnics and they're taking care of it, why in the world would you go to the expense of buying fireworks and being unsafe? Because after the 4th of July, I mean, that weekend, people with firework accidents, it's kind of crazy. The emergency rooms are full, so there are safe places and free firework displays all over. If you go to any of our Facebook pages for Main Street, which includes the fireworks in Fairview with the Main Street Fairview, or you can go to the Gallatin News, and of course their Freedom Fest at the Hendersonville Standard. Anywhere you are around Nashville, July 3rd is usually the big day. That's the Saturday night of the weekend. And on actual July 4th is when Nashville is going to be having the biggest firework display in the history of Nashville. And of course, always at the Nashville Sounds, they have a fireworks package that's just incredible. Enjoy baseball, and then at night, sit there in First Tennessee Park and see some great fireworks. Hey, take a look at what's happening. The second annual Robert Spicer Tennessee State Buck Dancing Championship. We talked last week with Marcia Campbell, and she's one of the dancers on the Grand Ole Opry, and she's fabulous. And she's part of the Robert Spicer dancing team. She said Mr. Robert used to pick them up and take them to contests and teach them the old-fashioned ways of buck dancing. This Saturday, it's going to be taking place, and it is at War Memorial Stage, Center Avenue in Dixon, Tennessee, where we have our Dixon Post, and I know there are going to be people who are standing by to cover that. It's going to be fantastic. But if you'd like to know a little bit about the history of Robert Spicer and the buck dancing competition, just give a little bit of his story from one of his daughters and one of his dancers.
Hi, I'm Sara Fennell, and I have a 7-time dance studio in Waverly, Tennessee, and I'm the chairperson for the Robert Spicer Tennessee State Buck Dance Championship.
And I'm Diane Polly. I'm Mr. Spicer's youngest daughter.
Mr. Spicer is a native of Dixon County. He was born in January of 1921, and we lost him in June of 2002. He is known in Dixon County not only for his farming and his driving a bus for many, many school kids, but also for buck dancing. He's won many, many awards for buck dancing, and he's taught thousands of kids how to dance. Over the years, some of his dancers have gone on to perform in various places, including the Grand Ole Opry. We are trying to carry on the tradition that he began with the old-time buck dance. He learned to dance and first saw this style of dancing when he was 7 years old in Charlotte, which is the county seat for Dickson County. He saw a man on the back of a flatbed trailer pounding out the music beat with his feet, and he thought, I'm going to learn to do that, and that's what he did. He went home, turned on a transistor radio, and listened to the Saturday Night Opry and learned how to make that rhythm with his feet. Then he would walk to square dances around town, and he learned to call by fiddling Arthur Smith, and he did that for years. And in the 1950s, he formed his first square dance group that he took all over the state of Tennessee, and it was an adult group, right, Diane? Adult group. And then as the time went on, he decided, you know, the tradition is going to have to be carried on by children. So then he would start his first children's team, and he ran around the state of Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Kentucky, in an old green station wagon. At least that's what I remember. He had a pickup truck at one time, I think. And he would pick up children and he'd take them to square dances all around these places and put them on stage and teach them to dance. And he never charged a dime. And he took care of these kids. But what I want to say is that Mr. Spicer taught so much more. Mr. Spicer taught these children not only about how to dance and how to present themselves on a stage, he taught them how to present themselves in life. He taught them how to conduct themselves so that people would respect them. He taught them life lessons that many of us carry on to this day. The children that you see in the background and that you'll see dancing in just a moment, they're learning from some of the people that took lessons from him. They're learning his specific style and what he taught. We only hope we can carry on his tradition. The first weekend of May, every year, in conjunction with Dickson County Old Timers Day, we have a dance competition in his honor. It's called the Robert Spicer Tennessee State Buck Dance Championship. This is our second year, or would have been our second year, but it got canceled. So next year in 2021 will be our second year. And it's the Tennessee State Championship. We were given that honor by the House of Representatives and the Senate for the state of Tennessee, and signed a proclamation by Governor Lee back this last year in 2019, and we're proud to be able to carry that on in his name. We hope you enjoy Mr. Spicer's tradition and the children that you'll see dancing in just a minute.
I teach every person a different thing that I teach. You don't want them all dancing alike. And I don't want nobody dancing like me. There's all bit of me.
But it looks like a generation thing, too. I mean, you dance the old way.
Yes,
I've
sir.
seen that kind of dancing.
Yes, sir.
And then the young ones put a little something
Yes,
different
sir.
into it,
Right.
don't they?
It changes just like music changes up through the years.
Isn't that the most precious thing? Well, we've covered Main Street Davidson. That newspaper is covering the opening of High Caliber Weaponry. And we've been to Dixon. The Dixon Post covers that this Saturday, June 26th, starting registration 11 a.m. Competition to go to the War Memorial Stage, Center Avenue, Dixon, Tennessee. And even if you don't want to dance, we learned from Marcia Campbell that every dance, every shoe is a dancing shoe if you're wearing it right. We encourage everybody to be a part of that in Dixon. Now we're going to head south. We have Main Street Fairview, and we have some wonderful, wonderful coverage of things going on down there. But do you know Scott Reeves? He is part of the wonderful group Blue County. Great singer-songwriter. You know him from Days of Our Lives. He's married to Melissa Reeves also. She's been on Days of Our Lives over 34 years now. Just incredible couple. And they are part of our Middle Tennessee heritage now. But Scott is starting a new thing. You know that he started Revival Roasters, which is his coffee company he and his family created. And his son started a coffee shop down on the square in Columbia. But he's also got a real penchant for DIY. Creating befores and afters of beautiful places just like this, and doing the decor. It's just all part of his family operation. And he's got a new YouTube channel, and he's going to share a little bit about coffee roasting and a little bit about DIY. And of course, everything with Scott has to do with family and what they do. So let's just go back to the beginning and just a little clip of what he and Melissa started when they moved here.
Revival is defined as an improvement in the strength of something, or an instance of something becoming important again. As reflected by its definition, revival is a condition of the heart, a condition of the spirit, a condition of newness.
Life can leave the soul weary, but life is also beautiful. It is beauty, it is full. Lest we lose the beauty to the weariness, we must take care to revive ourselves.
Mourning is defined as a time of first development. It's a sign of newness, or rather a promise of starting over. Starting over, along with the grace of a new day, requires strength. It requires revival.
So, as we rise with the sun, as we are kissed by the new morning, let us equip ourselves to see the beauty of life with full hearts and fresh eyes. Let us soak in the newness and drink in the promise.
I'm Scott Reeves.
And I'm Melissa Reeves.
And this is the heart behind Revival Roasting.
Rest for your soul.
Strength for the day.
Revival for your heart.
There's a place, a garden for the young, to laugh and dance and safety among the shimmering light and the shade of the trees. Steal a bite and paradise is lost with dark.
Now, they started Revival Roasting Company in 2018, and he's continued that. And they've expanded, and they're sharing, and people are loving the coffee that he roasts. And then he realizes he created his roasting company that it was more than coffee. And that's how the DIY started.
All right. That's Rex right there, right in the middle of roasting your favorite coffee. And I eat the beans occasionally just to see where I'm at in the roast. It's tasting amazing. But anyway, a little bit later, I'm going to be jumping over to the installing a fan on the ceiling side of things here in the roastery. We're still in process. You can see I have a hole in the ceiling. We had to access the attic for some electrical, but we're going to be putting a attic ladder in there. But tonight I'm going to be doing a ceiling fan, so I'll jump on later and I'll walk you through installing a ceiling fan. I can't wait because I'm hot.
Yes, you are, Scott. We love this family so much. Well, talk about the mother of invention. You start expanding your small business, and you're in the middle of COVID, and you realize that cost is an issue, and you realize you're going to have to learn how to do something, and you're going to have to create your own. And it's like, okay, we're going to expand this, and we're going to get this old place, but we're going to create a new thing. So after he started realizing, I can do this stuff, I'm pretty good at it. And so he started his own DIY coffee roasting music YouTube channel. It is Scott Reeves TV, all together on YouTube. You can follow it, but he has really wonderful tips and really good how-tos. Like, for instance, this one. Have you looked at the price of wood lately? He just showed that a sheet of plywood, just a regular sheet of plywood, has quadrupled in price. One sheet was $95. Isn't that crazy? But he also found a little way to create his own shiplap by not getting things that were already treated, already painted, and already primed.
Just a little note I wanted to share with you. I'm painting all of this raw wood right now because I'm doing a project that I'm going to share with you a little bit later. But I was at Home Depot and Lowe's, and a piece of this wood, a piece of that 1 by 10 by 8 foot wood, primed with white paint already, was $45. So multiply that by quite a few. You know, if you need a few of them for what you're doing, it comes out to a lot of money. So it was much cheaper to buy the raw wood, great wood, and get some primer mixed with paint, a paint that comes with primer in it already, and put it on yourself, because you're going to save about 25% to 50% more of your money. So just a little note to self.
I love little money saving tips, especially when it comes to DIY and how-tos. And was he a professional when he started? No, he learned, and there were mistakes made, and he's very open about that. But he has learned, and he's realized that he has a real gift for that. So I love him. So Scott Reeves TV, follow it on YouTube, and he's got a lot of great things that he can share with you. Speaking of share with you, we talked with J.D. Shelburne yesterday. Tomorrow, you can pre-save the brand new album.
This wind feels like a movie screen, playing back those memories. Cheap cold beer and an old boombox, party going down in the parking lot.
We are going to have a special guest coming in. I think she's going to be here on Friday. She might be in studio with me. I love her like she's my own spirit daughter. I adopted her from the minute I saw her. Her name is Sara Morgan, and she's got a brand new album. It's incredible. She is her own person. She is totally independent. She's a Kansas girl and just is a gifted songwriter. She's got this whole new album that has been a long time coming because she paid for it herself, and she worked, and she is her first single that I actually met her over was a song called Church in a Bar. And she is part of an actual church in a bar every Wednesday night there in Kansas. And it is a bar, and they turn it over and they become a complete church service. And it's a really, really cool thing. But her new album is absolutely fantastic. She's going to be my special guest on Backstage Nashville this Saturday with people like Ryan Larkins. It's just going to be a wonderful, wonderful show. But you'll get to meet her on Friday. But I want to give you just a way we're going to close our show with Sara Morgan. And I think you'll like it. Share it. If wherever you are, we are almost at 1,000 people on our Main Street Today page. So if you want to find out or you want to keep up with these shows, follow us on Main Street Today. Don't forget to click like. I won't bother you too much. And be part of what we do here. We're also on YouTube. And if you are on YouTube and you're watching this on Main Street Today page, click like and click that little bell. So every time we go live, you know about it. Remember, be safe, be kind, and most of all, remember you are loved. Have a great day.
I don't wish it different anymore. I'm finally closing the door. Front row, first seat, looking down I took this torn up heart, sewed up all the seams. I'll walk by every now and again and leave a lily on what could have been. It's time to sing the hymn, give up, give in. Oh, I would say a prayer and wish you well. If I thought you'd ever cry, even saying goodbye to you, I know it's just another nail, it's just another nail. Even though it's been buried for some time, but you know, not all of them are mine. It's time to wipe the tears, let go of the years we had. Oh, I could never really tell if you ever cared at all, even if you said you did. You know, it's just another nail, it's just another